by a driver who police say just drove away. Details in a live report.
Governor Gavin Newsom in San Diego speaking at the border. We'll tell you what he had to say.
This earthquake is, not unusual from a geologic standpoint, but certainly unsettling.
A strong earthquake rattles the Bay Area and prompts a brief tsunami threat.
There's a maze of government programs supporting migrants in San Diego County. We'll explain the differences coming up.
And all of these people are waiting in line just to meet Canelo. The Mexican boxer just opened a taco shop here in Chula Vista.
The tree's up and the menorah's lit as Rancho Bernardo welcomes the holiday season.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
Governor Gavin Newsom made a stop in San Diego visiting the border to announce an important update for our area. And he also took time to talk about concerns he has with the incoming administration. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. CBS 8's Steve Price was at the border with the governor and has more on what he had to say.
Governor Gavin Newsom asked reporters to meet him out here, about 2 miles east of the Otay Mesa port of entry. It doesn't look like much now, but he says in 3 years, despite Donald Trump's presidency, this will be an important new border crossing.
Don't think for a second this won't impact you.
Governor Newsom says President-elect Trump's plans to impose 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico won't just affect us here in California, but everyone across the country.
Small businesses that will lose customers, jobs that will be lost, the inflationary impacts on every single one of you.
Newsom came to the border to give an update on the Otay Mesa East port of entry, which has been talked about for years, but nothing has been done. He says working with Homeland Security, a design contract will be formalized by the end of December.
That will allow us to move forward in January on this multi-year project that we hope to complete by December of 2027.
The new crossing should lighten the load at other ports of entry. Local leaders say the region loses about $2 billion annually in economic output due to border wait times, and he expects the incoming administration to support the project moving forward.
It's in the interest of the American people. It's the interest of this region, interest of this state, but it's the interest of the U.S. economy, absolutely.
Newsom also announced that he's increasing the number of National Guard at the border, not just to stop drugs from coming into our country, but also to monitor the flow moving south.
A big part of what happens on the other side of the border as it relates to violence is happening with American-made weapons.
And while standing next to the border, he touched on Trump's calls for mass deportations, noting roughly half of all farm workers are undocumented.
The impacts of mass deportation on the cost of food in this state, in this nation, are off the charts. This is serious business.
Newsom says California will not interfere with the federal government's right to enforce federal law as long as they are using federal resources. In Otay Mesa, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Thank you, Steve. And Governor Newsom today also declared a state of emergency in Northern California, where people today were rattled with a reminder to be prepared.
A magnitude 7.0 earthquake hit just off the coast southwest of Eureka late this morning. It triggered a brief tsunami warning for millions in the region, and the shaking continued with at least a dozen aftershocks. There was some damage in Humboldt County. Becca Habiger talked with those who are cleaning up and preparing for the possibility of more aftershocks.
All right, here's Valley Grocery. I've seen it worse. This was the scene late Thursday morning in the Humboldt County community of Ferndale, California. Video taken by Caroline Titus, who has lived here for more than 30 years.
I realized, okay, this is a serious one. Immediately ran outside, saw my little Honda Fit jumping up and down in the driveway. Heard things falling, crashing.
She lives on Ferndale's historic Main Street, and first thing she did was check on her grandkid, then her neighbors.
Just a lot of mess, a lot of storekeepers having to clean up and put everything back on the shelf. We live across the street from the Victorian Inn. They have these huge entry doors. One of them fell off its hinges. Obviously, all the bottles in the bar were down.
40 miles south in Shelter Cove, the third-generation owner of Shelter Cove General Store spoke with us by phone.
This was definitely the biggest one we've seen in quite some time.
While no one was injured, there was plenty of mess.
There was a lot of damage. I couldn't even tell you how much worse, but about every aisle was wiped out and messes everywhere you turned. It was a disaster.
She and her team were able to clean up and reopen the store in less than 2 hours. Farther north in Arcata,
I'm kind of used to earthquakes happening around here, but this one felt a little bit special, a little bit big.
Daniel Burrow left his home trying to get to safety outside.
I felt like I was intoxicated. The whole ground was moving, right? And then the cars, unbelievably, were shaking like there was someone grabbing the top of them and moving them back and forth.
He says he discovered new cracks in his home after Thursday's earthquake.
For something of this magnitude, we're not finding anything. And talking with the sheriff just now, he is not declaring a state of emergency up here because the damages at this point don't warrant it.
Humboldt County Supervisor Rex Bone says with no immediate reports of injuries or major damage as of Thursday afternoon,
things are looking very positive for us.
Everyone says they're grateful it wasn't worse and they're prepared for the possibility of aftershocks. In Northern California, I'm Becca Habiger.
San Diego police need your help to find the driver responsible for hitting and killing a jogger near Ocean Beach this morning and then driving away.
And tonight we've learned that driver was street racing when it happened. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes joins us live with the latest. Kirsten.
Yeah, police tell us that black BMW was racing a white Ford Mustang when it hit and killed a jogger here at Nimitz and West Loma Point Boulevard this morning. Now, police have not identified that jogger yet, but they found that BMW abandoned with a cracked windshield and blood on it.
They're always racing this little sharp corner right here. It's a very busy intersection, so there's a lot of people coming fast, blowing through here. You know, it's bad. There's a lot of people coming fast, especially along this street right here.
Junior Lee says he's lived in this area for about a year and was not surprised to hear that people were racing in this busy intersection.
There's always wrecks, high-speed chases right here. Cops is always blocking off these roads right here.
Around 5 Thursday morning, when it was still dark and foggy, police say a black BMW and a white Mustang were racing when a jogger was hit and killed. Witnesses say both cars left.
Our witnesses were excellent. They stopped. They helped, attempted to render medical assistance, and they really gave us a good place to start in our investigation. Without them, we would almost have nothing.
Sergeant Kevin Andreen with San Diego Police Department's Traffic Division says witnesses have been key.
They witnessed the collision of the two vehicles traveling at approximately 60 miles per hour. On Nimitz Road, it's 45 miles per hour, so speed could be a factor in this collision, but it was based off of their statements that we're able to locate the vehicle as quickly as we did.
The black BMW was found abandoned near the Navy base with a cracked windshield, damage consistent with being involved in an accident with a pedestrian, and blood on the car. Now police are searching for a killer, while Junior says something has to be done to stop speeders.
The city has to do something as well, maybe put a stoplight right here, or, you know, try their best to avoid these situations because it's been happening occasionally, not exactly somebody getting hit by a car, but a lot of people coming down here fast. I've got hit myself down here as well.
Okay, so police are asking if you know anything that could help to please call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. That number is 888-580-8477. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Hopefully someone has some information on that. A health alert tonight. Doctors at Rady Children's Hospital say they are seeing more and more norovirus cases. That's an infection that causes diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach pain. It can be spread by touch, but many people also catch it through contaminated food or water. Kids are particularly at risk. There have been 88 cases in San Diego since September.
This is not a new virus. This is something we've lived with for a long time. It's been the most common cause of vomiting and diarrhea for a long time. There's probably about 20 million cases usually each year in the U.S.
To keep you and your loved ones safe and healthy, doctors suggest that you wash your hands frequently and thoroughly and don't share drinks or food.
Nearly 4 years since Maya Miliete was last seen, her Chula Vista home is going up for sale. We're told it officially hits the market this Sunday, December 8th. Online listings for the 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom property show an asking price of $1.3 million. This comes after a judge approved a request from Maya's sister back in August to have a conservator facilitate the sale of the home. Maya's husband, Larry, remains in custody, accused in her murder, though her body has never been found. His trial is set for July of next year. After spending decades in public service, former San Diego mayor and police chief Jerry Sanders is heading to retirement.
Sanders is stepping down today from his role as CEO of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce, a role he's held for the last 12 years. He arrived in San Diego back in 1970 to go to SDSU, going on to join the San Diego Police Department for 26 years, 6 of which were spent as chief. Sanders tells us being a police officer was his favorite job, and adds that his toughest job was being mayor of San Diego. After he termed out of office, he went on to lead the Chamber of Commerce. Sanders shared this advice for anyone who's thinking about getting into public service.
I tell people is if I can do this, anybody can do it. Because I would have never thought as a brand new street cop that I'd even be a sergeant on the police department. And it just kind of turned out that way. And I think I was really lucky, and I had some great mentors and some really good people who taught me how to do things.
I do think he's selling himself a little short there.
Yes, absolutely.
We're told the Chamber of Commerce is expected to name a successor for Sanders by February. A popular boxing star opening a new taco shop in the South Bay, that's still ahead.
Plus, the service is available to migrants in San Diego as a new welcome center opens.
And stunning video shot by ocean researchers, what they're hoping it helps lead to.
We are looking at a current temperature of 56 degrees on the cool side out there for tonight, but temperatures are going to be warming up by the daytime hours in the afternoon as Santa Ana winds return starting tomorrow. Details are ahead.